Hello everyone, Chris Lashava with RE/MAX Heritage Professionals, and we are here at the end of another month, which means our market report is ready, and we're actually a little late. I was sick again. I'm not sure why I keep getting sick, but anyway, let's jump into the numbers for Winter Haven, Florida. This is your February market report. The stats are through the end of January 2025. So in Winter Haven, we saw 57 closed sales in January 2025 compared to 55 a year ago. That's an increase of 3.6%. Cash sales as a percentage of closed sales, 29.8% of all sales were cash sales this January compared to 25.5% a year ago. That's an increase of 16.9%. Median sales price, $289,390 compared to $306,409. That's a decrease of 5.6%. Average sales price, however, was $319,774 compared to $292,869. That's an increase of 8.9%. Median percent of original list price, sellers received 96% of original list price compared to 95.2% a year ago. That's an increase of 0.8%. Median time to contract, 43 days. That's compared to 41 days a year ago. That's an increase of 4.9%. Median time to sale, 75 days compared to 95 days a year ago. That's a decrease of 21.1%. New pending sales, 76 new pending sales compared to 92 a year ago. That's a decrease of 17.4%. New listings, 159 new listings. That's compared to 103 a year ago. That's an increase of 54.4%. Pending inventory, 98 homes pending compared to 115 a year ago, a decrease of 14.8%. Active inventory, 448 homes active in Winter Haven compared to 312 a year ago. That's an increase of 43.6%. And then month supply of inventory actually is the same as Polk County, 5.2 month supply of inventory compared to 4.1 month supply of inventory a year ago. That's an increase of 26.8%. Still puts us in a seller's market, but very, very close to a balanced market. Tune in and we'll talk a little bit about what this all means going forward. So it's been an interesting year so far here in 2025 with the real estate market. There's a lot of uncertainty around the economy, around interest rates, around just everything that's happening in the world. And I think that is causing a lot of buyers to stand on the sidelines. It has picked up a little bit locally compared to October, November, and December, however. I'm seeing a little more activity on my listings. I have more buyers that are looking. So I do think things are picking up. I think as things settle in a little bit and as people get more comfortable with what's happening economically, and particularly with mortgage rates, which have been coming down over the last week or two, I think we'll start to see more buyers enter the market, and that will drive a lot of things for us. I think inflation is still a big concern for a lot of people, especially the price of eggs. It's kind of ridiculous right now. And I think that just has a lot of people nervous about making big purchases. There's talk of potentially a recession with all the tariffs and stuff and what that's going to do to the economy. And so I just think people are a little nervous about making big purchases, not knowing what's going to happen with the labor market and stock market and mortgage rates and prices in general and inflation. And so this cloud of uncertainty is really impacting people. The reality, though, is that there are lots of times where it's still a good time to buy a home if you can afford to. So, if you have a stable job or in a career that's easy to find another job should something happen, and you make decent income, it's probably worth it to explore the market right now. There's a lot of sellers that are willing to give seller concessions towards closing costs. There's room for negotiation for sellers because there is more inventory right now and not as many buyers. So there's some opportunities there to get a deal on a house. If you wait until mortgage rates go down, that opportunity is going to pass you by, and sellers aren't going to be nearly as willing to negotiate because there's more buyers on the market. And so that's just something to be aware of. It's also tax return time. We've got a little over a month before your tax return filing is due. If you're getting a refund, it's really something to think about, to use that towards your down payment or your closing costs. If you're looking for a place to rent, the reality is in our area, excuse me, most landlords are looking for first, last, and security deposit, so 3 months rent. If your rent is, say, $2,000, you're looking at having to come up with $6,000 right off the bat just to rent. You can probably get into a home for close to that down, and then get seller concessions to pay for your closing costs or finance your closing costs. So the reality is that it may not be any more expensive to purchase a home than it is to rent a home right now, with what landlords are requiring. They're also requiring higher credit scores in order to rent to people. It's worth a conversation. So, if you're looking at moving, renting another place, and you're looking at having to drop another $6,000, let's talk. Let's see what's available for you. Let's see what makes sense. It may be that renting is still the best situation for you, but it may not be, and you're not going to know unless you talk to some experts. So give me a call, 863-280-2201. Let's talk about your situation and what makes the most sense for you, given what's happening in, economically and with mortgage rates right now, and what your unique situation is. And then let's put a plan together. If it's renting for the next year, that's fine. But you're not going to know whether you can purchase unless you really talk to someone with some knowledge that's willing to help. So I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you haven't done so already, please do so. And remember, if you know of anyone looking to buy or sell in Central Florida, you can't miss with Chris. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day, everybody.